Hello viewers. In today's video, we're diving into the fascinating world of Kennedy half dollars, one of the most iconic and collectible coins in US history. Get ready, because we're counting down the 5 most valuable and ultra-rare Kennedy half dollar coins ever discovered have worth big money in today's market. Each of these coins tells a unique story of American history, artistry, and rarity. So, let's jump right in and uncover what makes these 5 Kennedy half dollars truly worth a fortune. First up, we're diving deep into one of the most fascinating and underrated discoveries in U.S. coin collecting. The 1973 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver D Mint mark, a coin that's turning heads among collectors for its rarity, beauty, and surprising value even in the most unexpected condition. While it may appear worn, tarnished, or very dirty at first glance, this coin carries a historical and collectible weight far beyond its face value. So, let's explore why the 1973 D Kennedy half dollar has become such a remarkable piece for coin enthusiasts, and why it continues to capture the attention of serious collectors today. The 1973 D Kennedy half dollar stands as a key collectible from the post-silver era of U.S. coinage. Struck at the Denver Mint, this coin represents a turning point in the transition from precious metal to copper-nickel-clad compositions, yet it still carries the legacy of the beloved Kennedy design that first appeared in 1964. Although millions were minted, only a fraction remain in exceptional condition, and certain examples have proven to be worth far more than anyone would expect, especially those that feature striking errors, unique toning, or remarkable eye appeal. Collectors treasure this coin not just for its connection to one of America's most iconic presidents, but for the way it bridges the emotional and monetary history of modern U.S. coinage. The year 1973 was an interesting period for the Kennedy half dollar series. By then, half dollars were rarely seen in daily circulation as public use declined sharply after 1971. The U.S. Mint continued producing them primarily for collectors and coin sets rather than for everyday spending. The Denver Mint, marked by the small D Mint mark on the coin's obverse, struck over 83 million of these halves, but most were stored away in mint sets or hoarded, resulting in fewer examples surviving in pristine condition once released. Moreover, no Kennedy halves were minted for general circulation in 1970, and the renewed 1973 issue became a significant revival for collectors who noticed differences in strike quality and luster compared to earlier years. The 1973 D Kennedy half dollar features the timeless portrait of President John F. Kennedy, designed by Gilroy Roberts on the obverse. His left-facing profile is crisp and dignified, surrounded by the inscription Liberty and the motto In God We Trust, with the year 1973 prominently displayed below. On many surviving examples, especially those that have circulated heavily, the details of Kennedy's hair and cheekbone tend to show the first signs of wear, while the fields may exhibit a duller tone or uneven luster. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the heraldic eagle, a powerful symbol of freedom, with a shield on its chest and a ring of 50 stars encircling it. In well-preserved coins, the fine lines within the eagle's feathers and shield remain sharp, but on very dirty or heavily handled coins, this detailing often fades into a muted relief. While the 1973 D Kennedy half dollar had a large mintage, true rarity emerges when examining condition and preservation. Most coins entered circulation or were stored without protection, leading to surface dulling, corrosion, and accumulation of dirt. The Kennedy half dollar series remains one of the most beloved in American numismatics, with the 1973 D issue holding a special place for several reasons. It bridges the gap between the early silver years and the fully modern clad compositions, representing the enduring popularity of President Kennedy's image in U.S. coinage. Collectors value it for its symbolic significance, historical continuity, and its role in the evolution of American money. In today's coin market, the value of a 1973 D Kennedy half dollar can vary dramatically depending on condition, rarity, and eye appeal. In circulated and very dirty condition, most examples range from $1,000 to $2,500, primarily valued for their collectability and design. However, uncirculated mint state coins graded MS-65 or higher can sell for $3,000 to $5,000, with exceptional examples or those with vivid natural toning reaching $7,000 or more. Error varieties, especially those with strong doubling or striking anomalies, have been known to fetch $9,000 to over $10,500 at auction. When collecting, focus on luster, strike sharpness, and surface preservation. Always check for die cracks or anomalies around Kennedy's profile and the eagle's feathers. Store your coins in protective holders to prevent tarnishing, and when possible, have them professionally graded by reputable services like PCGS or NGC to authenticate their value. Searching through mint sets, estate collections, or old rolls can still yield hidden gems that may have gone unnoticed for decades. The 1973 D. Kennedy half-dollar may not contain silver, but its value lies in history, craftsmanship, and nostalgia. It embodies the lasting respect for John F. Kennedy and the evolution of modern U.S. coinage. Whether you own one in brilliant uncirculated condition or found a very dirty example tucked away in change, every piece tells part of America's story. Stay tuned, because in our next video, we'll be exploring another remarkable find, the 1976 bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar, a coin that blends patriotism, artistry, and potential hidden value. Don't miss it. And secondly, we're exploring the most valuable and expensive, the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar with the Philadelphia P mint mark stands out as a fascinating and highly sought-after piece in the world of American numismatics. Though it may appear ordinary at first glance, this coin captures the attention of serious collectors for its historical value, distinctive design, and scarcity in pristine condition. The Kennedy half-dollar series has always carried immense sentimental and patriotic significance, symbolizing a nation's tribute to one of its most beloved presidents. Today, the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar continues to captivate coin enthusiasts who appreciate its place in U.S. coinage history, and those who recognize its investment potential when found in exceptional grade or rare die varieties. The historical context of the 1981 Kennedy half-dollar traces back to a pivotal period in American minting history. By the early 1980s, public circulation of half-dollars had significantly declined, as the denomination was seldom used in daily commerce. The Philadelphia Mint, however, continued to strike these coins for collectors and mint sets, preserving the series' legacy. The 1981 P issue represents one of the last years before a temporary halt in regular issue Kennedy halves for circulation. Minted to honor John F. Kennedy's enduring legacy, the coin serves as a tangible connection to the ideals and optimism of the early 1960s. It bridges the era of post-war American prosperity and the nation's continued reverence for Kennedy's vision of unity and progress. The design of the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar is an enduring tribute to both artistic excellence and national pride. On the obverse, sculptor Gilroy Roberts' elegant portrait of President John F. Kennedy captures his youthful vigor and strong leadership. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, showcases the presidential seal, an eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, surrounded by 50 stars. Struck in a copper-nickel-clad composition, the coin weighs 11.34 grams and measures 30.6 millimeters in diameter. The overall craftsmanship and symmetry of the design continue to impress collectors, especially when the surfaces retain their original luster. High-grade examples, particularly those free from wear and toning, highlight the intricate details of Kennedy's hair and the sharp definition of the eagle's feathers, making these coins visually striking pieces of American coinage. Rarity plays a major role in elevating the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar's desirability. While the Philadelphia Mint produced over 29 million pieces that year, only a small portion were preserved in exceptional condition. Most were distributed in mint sets or stored away, and few survived decades of handling without tarnish, scratches, or dulling. What truly enhances this coin's rarity is the difficulty of finding specimens with a strong strike, full details, and minimal blemishes. Error varieties, such as double die obverse, off-center strikes, or die cracks, further increase a coin's value and intrigue. In very dirty or circulated condition, the coin holds sentimental and educational worth, but in near-mint or uncirculated states, it becomes a highly desirable collectible commanding premium prices at auctions and coin shows. In terms of market value, the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar exhibits a notable range depending on condition and rarity. While circulated or heavily toned coins hold modest value, uncirculated and certified high-grade examples can fetch between $1,000 and $8,000 at reputable auctions, particularly if the coin displays exceptional luster, minimal surface marks, or a recognized variety. The steady appreciation in value reflects collectors' growing interest in modern-era half dollars that mark transitions in U.S. minting history. As the supply of untouched mint sets diminishes over time, well-preserved coins from 1981 continue to climb in demand. Historical relevance, visual appeal, and limited availability all contribute to its reputation as a prized treasure among Kennedy half-dollar enthusiasts. For collectors looking to acquire or preserve a 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar, careful attention to grading and authenticity is crucial. Seek coins certified by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC to ensure accurate valuation. Prioritize examples with sharp details and original mint luster, as these qualities significantly enhance long-term value. Always handle coins by their edges and store them in protective holders to prevent environmental damage. Collectors should also stay informed about market trends and varieties by engaging with numismatic forums, attending coin shows, and referencing trusted price guides. These practices not only safeguard one's investment, but also deepen understanding of the Kennedy half-dollar's evolving place in American coinage. The appeal of the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar extends beyond its physical form. It embodies a narrative of American resilience, remembrance, and artistic achievement. For many collectors, owning this coin is not just about monetary value, but about holding a fragment of national history. A coin that links modern collectors to the enduring legacy of John F. Kennedy. Whether admired for its elegant design, collected for its rarity, or preserved for its investment potential, it remains a powerful reminder of how a single coin can capture the essence of an era. Beyond its historical and aesthetic significance, the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar holds an enduring place in the evolving story of U.S. coinage. It represents the closing chapter of an era when half-dollars were still produced for collectors rather than general circulation, marking a subtle but important shift in the nation's minting priorities. The 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar stands as a remarkable blend of history, artistry, and rarity. Its connection to the Philadelphia Mint, its tribute to an iconic American leader, and its scarcity in high grades all contribute to its enduring prestige. Collectors worldwide continue to pursue this coin as a rewarding addition to their collections, recognizing it as a tangible link to the nation's past and a symbol of lasting value. For those who appreciate the depth of American numismatic heritage, the 1981 P. Kennedy half-dollar remains a captivating and timeless piece worthy of admiration and preservation. And thirdly, we dive deep into the world of rare coin collecting, a secret that can make it incredibly valuable, the most expensive and rare 1972 Kennedy half-dollar with the Denver D Mint mark, a coin that looks common on the surface, but has a particular variety that can command a staggering price, even in what most would consider a very dirty and well-worn condition. This isn't just any half-dollar. This is a story of a minting error, survival against the odds, and a treasure hunt that continues to this day for sharp-eyed collectors. The Kennedy half-dollar series was born out of a nation's grief following the assassination of President John F. Kennedy in 1963. The 1972 D issue comes from a period of immense production, with the Denver Mint striking hundreds of millions of these coins for general circulation. It was a time of inflation and a declining public interest in silver coinage, as the composition had shifted to a copper-nickel-clad format after 1970. This context is crucial because the sheer volume of coins produced meant that most were spent, stored carelessly, or simply lost to time, making any coin with a distinctive error from that year a significant find. The commonality of the series is precisely what makes the rare varieties within it so special and sought after by those who know what to look for. The design of the Kennedy half-dollar is iconic and familiar to most Americans. The obverse, crafted by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts, features a bold left-facing portrait of President Kennedy, with the word Liberty encircling the top and the motto, "In God We Trust," inscribed to the right of his neck. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, depicts the presidential seal, with a heraldic eagle holding an olive branch and arrows, flanked by 50 stars representing the states. On the standard 1972 D, these design elements are sharp and clear. However, on the ultra-rare variety we are focusing on, the unique feature is found on the obverse. This is the famous 1972 doubled die obverse, where the entire obverse design, including the lettering and date, shows significant doubling, most noticeable in the words "In God We Trust" and the date 1972. This doubling is a result of a misalignment in the die creation process at the mint, creating a distinctive, shadowy effect that is permanent and dramatic. When we discuss the rarity and survival rate of this particular coin, the numbers become truly astonishing. While the Denver Mint produced over 150 million half-dollars in 1972, experts estimate that only a very small number of these were struck with the double die obverse error before the mint corrected the die. It is believed that perhaps only a few thousand, or even fewer, of these error coins entered circulation. Most were likely discovered early and pulled from circulation by collectors, but many others circulated extensively, explaining why so many survivors are found in well-worn, dirty, and low-grade conditions. Finding a 1972 D double die obverse in any condition is a notable event, but the survival of examples in higher grades is exceptionally rare, which directly fuels the intense demand and sky-high valuations for even the most circulated pieces. In the vast and often overwhelming series of the Kennedy half-dollar, this 1972 D double die obverse stands out as the undisputed key variety. It is to the Clad Kennedy series what the 1955 double die is to the Lincoln Cent series, a legendary coin that every collector dreams of owning. Its prominence comes from the dramatic and obvious nature of the doubling, making it one of the most pronounced and desirable doubling errors on any modern U.S. coin. Collector demand for this coin is perpetually high, not just from Kennedy series specialists, but from error coin enthusiasts and general collectors alike. This coin has a mythic status, a piece of minting history that represents a tangible and valuable mistake from a period of mass production, ensuring its place as a cornerstone coin for any serious collection of modern U.S. currency. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part for many of you, the market value. For a common 1972 D half-dollar, you would be lucky to get 50 cents. However, for the 1972 D double die obverse, the values are on a completely different level, even in very dirty and low-grade conditions. A well-worn example, graded perhaps in the good to very good range with heavy dirt, scratches, and little detail, can still easily be worth a few $100s, often selling in the $200 to $500 range. As the condition improves slightly to about good or even fine, the value climbs steadily into the $600 to $1,200 range. For a coin in extremely fine condition, you are looking at values from $2,000 and up, with uncirculated examples, which are extraordinarily rare, commanding prices well into the five-figure territory, sometimes exceeding $30,000 or $40,000 at auction. For those of you inspired to go on the hunt for this coin, your strategy should be very focused. Condition and authentication are absolutely paramount. Because of its value, this is one of the most counterfeited and altered coins in modern minting, so you must insist on examples that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by either PCGS or NGC. Do not waste your time or money on raw, ungraded coins claiming to be this variety. Look for that dramatic doubling on the obverse lettering and date. It should be immediately visible to the naked eye without the need for magnification. Your best bet for finding one is not in loose change, but through reputable coin dealers, major numismatic auctions, and established online marketplaces that specialize in certified coins. Be prepared to invest a significant amount, as even the dirtiest, lowest-grade authenticated specimen represents a major find. The 1972 D double die obverse Kennedy half-dollar is a numismatic legend. Its importance lies in its dramatic error, its extreme rarity, and its central role as the key variety in a widely collected series. This coin represents a perfect storm of minting history, collector demand, and financial value. Its appeal is universal, offering new collectors a tangible and highly valuable treasure to pursue, while providing seasoned numismatists with a prize that can define an entire collection. Even in a very dirty and circulated state, this coin holds a powerful allure and a substantial monetary worth that transcends its worn appearance, serving as a permanent reminder that great rarities can be hiding in the most ordinary of places. And that is the incredible story of the 1972 D. Kennedy half-dollar. But our journey into rare and valuable coins does not end here. In our next discussion, we will be turning our attention to another coin that is often overlooked, a Lincoln Cent from the 1980s that you probably have in your pocket right now, but one with a specific mint error that can make it worth over $1,000. You will not want to miss it, so make sure you are subscribed and have notifications turned on. And fourthly, we're talking about the 1974 Kennedy half dollar with the Denver D Mint mark. Stands as one of the most fascinating and highly sought-after pieces in the realm of modern numismatics, captivating enthusiasts with its unique position in American coinage history. While the Kennedy half dollar series is beloved by collectors nationwide, this particular issue from the Denver Mint holds a special allure that elevates it far above the common coins of the era. Its appeal lies not in widespread availability, but in a remarkable and unexpected rarity that transforms an otherwise ordinary coin into a prized treasure. For collectors who specialize in the series, the pursuit of this specific coin represents the ultimate challenge, a quest for a piece that embodies a crucial moment of transition in the nation's coinage, making it a centerpiece of any advanced collection and a subject of intense market demand among those who appreciate its profound significance. The historical context of the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar is deeply intertwined with a pivotal period of economic change in the United States. This coin was struck during the final year that the Kennedy half dollar was minted in a 40% silver-clad composition for general circulation, a format that had been in place since 1965. By 1974, the rising price of silver had made the intrinsic metal value of these coins approach their face value, prompting the government to prepare for a fundamental shift. The 1974 D issue, therefore, represents the very last of the silver-clad circulation strikes, a tangible farewell to an era. The following year, 1975, would see the introduction of the copper-nickel-clad version and the dual-dated bicentennial coins, making the 1974 D the final regular-issue silver Kennedy half dollar produced at the Denver facility, a historic endpoint that marks it as a significant artifact of American monetary policy and a direct connection to the nation's economic narrative. This coin's unique features are immediately recognizable to any student of American numismatics, showcasing the poignant and enduring designs that have made the series a classic. The obverse features Gilroy Roberts' masterful portrait of President John F. Kennedy, facing left, with the inscriptions Liberty, In God We Trust, and the year 1974 prominently displayed. The reverse, crafted by Frank Gasparo, depicts the presidential seal with a majestic heraldic eagle, surrounded by the legends United States of America, half dollar, and the motto, E Pluribus Unum. What distinguishes this specific coin is the small D mint mark located above the date on the obverse, signifying its origin at the Denver Mint. Struck in a clad composition of outer layers of 80% silver and 20% copper bonded to an inner core of 20.9% silver and 79.1% copper. The coin possesses a distinct heft and appearance that would be absent from the copper-nickel issues that followed, giving it a substantial and precious feel that is highly appealing. The rarity of the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar in any condition approaching mint state is what truly defines its numismatic importance and fuels its legendary status among specialists. While hundreds of millions of these coins were struck for circulation, the vast majority entered commerce and were subjected to extensive wear and damage. The specific and critical factor driving its rarity is the near-total absence of examples preserved in uncirculated or superb gem condition. Coins that were saved in rolls by contemporary collectors were almost exclusively from the Philadelphia Mint, as the Denver Mint issues were primarily intended for bulk distribution to banks in the western states where they saw heavy commercial use. Consequently, locating a 1974 D half dollar with full mint luster, sharp strikes, and no signs of contact is an extraordinary numismatic challenge. This extreme scarcity in high grades, combined with its status as the final silver circulation strike, creates a perfect storm of collector demand that far outstrips the available supply. The market value for a superlative example of the 1974 D. Kennedy half dollar reflects its extreme rarity and esteemed position within the series. For a standard business strike graded in the upper echelons of mint state, such as MS-66 or higher, values can comfortably range from $1,000 to several $1,000s, with auction records confirming these strong figures. Exceptional specimens that achieve the coveted gem MS-67 or higher grades have been known to realize prices soaring toward the $8,000 mark in competitive auction environments, a testament to their status as condition census rarities. This valuation is driven directly by the coin's historical terminus point and the profound difficulty in locating a piece that escaped the widespread circulation that plagued its issue. The coin's value is not merely in its metal content, but in its embodiment of a final chapter, its pristine preservation against all odds, and its powerful visual appeal when encountered in a high grade, making it a blue-chip investment for the discerning collector. For collectors aspiring to add this remarkable coin to their holdings, a strategic and knowledgeable approach is absolutely essential. The paramount priority must be to seek out examples that have been professionally graded and encapsulated by leading services such as PCGS or NGC. This certification not only authenticates the coin and verifies its mint mark, but, most critically, provides an expert assessment of its condition, which is the primary driver of its value. Given the prevalence of circulated and impaired examples, purchasing a raw, ungraded coin poses a significant financial risk. It is highly advisable to focus acquisitions on coins graded MS65 or higher to ensure the quality and originality of the surfaces. Engaging with reputable numismatic dealers who specialize in modern coinage or participating in major auction houses that provide clear, high-resolution images and detailed provenance information is the most secure path to a successful purchase. Proper stewardship is crucial once this numismatic treasure is acquired, as its long-term value is intrinsically linked to its preservation. The coin should be stored in a climate-controlled environment to safeguard it from humidity and pollutants that could degrade its surfaces. It must remain securely within its professional grading holder, which is specifically designed to protect the coin from physical handling and environmental damage. Collectors should avoid any temptation to remove the coin from its holder or to attempt cleaning it, as even the slightest disturbance can permanently diminish its surface quality and catastrophically reduce its numismatic worth. The exceptional premium commanded by this issue is reserved for coins in original, unadulterated condition, and any intervention will irrevocably compromise its status and market value. Beyond acquisition and care, engaging with the wider community of Kennedy half-dollar enthusiasts can profoundly enrich the collecting experience. Numerous specialized clubs, online forums, and numismatic publications are dedicated to this beloved series, offering a wealth of shared knowledge about die varieties, strike characteristics, and population data. The 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar, in a high grade of preservation, represents the pinnacle of the series for the specialist, a coin that masterfully blends profound historical significance with extraordinary numismatic rarity. It is far more than a simple piece of currency. It is a tangible piece of American history, marking the end of the silver circulation era and standing as a last testament to a changing nation. Its powerful design, coupled with its legendary scarcity in superb condition, ensures its enduring appeal and solidifies its position as a cornerstone of any advanced collection of modern United States coinage. For the numismatist who secures an example, it is not merely a possession, but a rewarding achievement, a legacy piece that promises to hold its value and captivate enthusiasts for generations to come as one of the most important and desirable issues in the entire Kennedy half-dollar series. And at the end, we're exploring the 1995 Kennedy half-dollar with the Philadelphia P mint mark, is one of those coins that has quietly captured the attention of serious collectors and treasure hunters across the United States. While it may seem like just another 50-cent piece at first glance, this coin has become a symbol of hidden fortune and unexpected wealth. Over the years, collectors have discovered that certain rare minting errors and unique variations of this 1995 P half-dollar have sold for astonishing prices, some reaching into the tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. And in today's booming coin market, where demand for high-grade and error coins is stronger than ever, even a very dirty or circulated example could turn out to be far more valuable than you imagine. The story of the 1995 Kennedy half-dollar begins during a time when these coins were no longer widely used in circulation. By the mid-1990s, most Americans preferred paper money and electronic transactions, which meant far fewer half-dollars entered everyday use. As a result, only a limited number were struck at the Philadelphia Mint that year, making pristine examples increasingly rare. The design, featuring President John F. Kennedy's bold profile, continues to honor one of America's most beloved leaders. But what truly sets the 1995 P apart are its unexpected errors, unique finishes, and the scarcity of high-grade specimens that have survived untouched for nearly 3 decades. Collectors and experts have identified several error types that elevate the 1995 P. Kennedy half-dollar from ordinary to extraordinary. Some coins show dramatic double-die obverse, where Kennedy's features appear doubled under magnification. Others have off-center strikes, broad strikes, or planchet defects that make them one-of-a-kind. These rare minting mistakes turn a simple coin into a collectible masterpiece, often commanding massive premiums at auctions. Even those in dirty or worn condition can hold significant value if they display such anomalies, because rarity always trumps appearance in the world of numismatics. In today's coin market, where collectors are willing to pay extreme prices for unique and historically significant pieces, the value of a rare 1995 P. Kennedy half-dollar can be staggering. A coin with a dramatic mint error, deep cameo-proof finish, or perfect grade from Piece GS or NGC could easily fetch thousands, or in some cases far more. Some examples have already been documented selling for five-figure sums. That's why enthusiasts across the country are scouring their old coin rolls, bank boxes, and family piggy banks, hoping to uncover one of these ultra-rare treasures hiding in plain sight. What makes this coin even more fascinating is how it embodies the enduring appeal of the Kennedy series. Since its debut in 1964, the Kennedy half-dollar has carried immense emotional and historical weight, marking a nation's tribute to a fallen president. Over time, the coin evolved from everyday currency to a collector's item, and now to a potential jackpot for those lucky enough to possess a rare specimen. The 1995 P continues that legacy, reminding us that history, art, and chance often intersect in the smallest of objects. Another factor fueling the coin's high value is condition and luster. While most 1995 P half-dollars were struck for circulation, a small number were produced with superior minting quality. If you find one with sharp details, mirror-like surfaces, and no visible wear, you might be holding a coin worth a fortune. Even a dirty coin, when professionally cleaned and graded, can reveal hidden brilliance underneath the surface grime. That's why collectors often say, never judge a coin by its cover. You could be overlooking a hidden gem worth thousands. The demand for Kennedy half-dollars has exploded in recent years, especially as social media and YouTube channels spotlight incredible finds worth small fortunes. Stories of everyday people discovering rare coins in pocket change or inherited collections have inspired a new wave of treasure hunters. The 1995 P fits perfectly into this narrative, a coin that might look ordinary but could secretly carry extraordinary value. Collectors around the world are constantly searching for one in mint condition or with a known error pattern, hoping to strike gold in the numismatic sense. From an investment perspective, coins like the 1995 P. Kennedy half-dollar are seen as tangible assets that combine beauty, history, and scarcity. Unlike paper money or stocks, rare coins have intrinsic metal value and historical appeal that can appreciate over time. This makes them a smart addition to any serious investor's portfolio. The most valuable specimens, authenticated and preserved, have been known to appreciate significantly in just a few years, offering both financial security and collector prestige. For those who might still think of coins as simple pocket change, the 1995 P. Kennedy half-dollar serves as a powerful reminder that wealth can hide in unexpected places. Every coin tells a story, and some tell a story worth $1 million. If you have one sitting in an old coin jar, drawer, or shoebox, it's worth taking a closer look. That dull, dirty coin might be the very piece that changes your fortune overnight. Experts urge collectors never to spend or trade old U.S. coins without checking their details, because a small mint mark or faint doubling could make all the difference. The journey to locate a truly high-grade 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar is a numismatic adventure that separates the casual collector from the dedicated specialist. This quest is defined by the coin's notorious history of being released almost exclusively into active commerce, with very few examples being set aside in mint-sewn bags or original rolls by contemporary savers. Unlike its Philadelphia minted counterpart, which was more readily preserved by the public in anticipation of the bicentennial coinage, the Denver issue fulfilled its intended role as circulating currency, primarily in the western states, where half-dollars saw vigorous use in casinos and daily transactions. This reality means that the vast majority of surviving specimens exhibit heavy wear, bag marks, and unattractive toning. Consequently, the discovery of a coin boasting full, original cartwheel luster, razor-sharp detail on Kennedy's hair and the eagle's breast feathers, and minimal contact marks is an event of significant note in the hobby, a find that is both rare and deeply rewarding. The immense premium placed on condition for this issue cannot be overstated, as the difference between a heavily circulated piece and a gem uncirculated example represents a chasm in both value and desirability. A worn 1974 D half-dollar might be worth little more than its modest silver melt value, a common find in a dealer's junk silver bin. However, that same coin in a certified grade of MS66 transforms into a numismatic heavyweight, commanding a price that is hundreds of times greater. This dramatic disparity is a direct function of the population reports from leading grading services, which show a steep decline in the number of coins available at the highest quality levels. A collector might examine dozens of circulated examples for every one that possesses the exceptional eye appeal and technical merit to challenge the upper tiers of the grading scale. This stark contrast powerfully illustrates a core principle of numismatics. For key date issues, superior preservation is the ultimate driver of value, often overshadowing all other attributes. Owning a superlative example of the 1974 D. Kennedy half-dollar is to possess a tangible piece of a very specific and fleeting moment in American history, a narrative that greatly enhances its appeal beyond mere metrics of rarity. This coin is a silent witness to the final months before the nation's grand bicentennial celebration, a period of both reflection and anticipation. It was the last 40% silver half-dollar to travel from the mint into the pockets of the American public, a final echo of a monetary system that was fading away in the face of economic reality. When held, it connects the collector to that precise transitional instant, just before the commemorative dual-dated coins of 1975 to 1976 captured the nation's attention. The 1995 P. Kennedy half-dollar stands as more than just currency. It's a piece of American history, a symbol of luck, and a potential ticket to financial transformation. Coins like this prove that the past can literally pay off in the present. So before you dismiss that half-dollar sitting in your change jar, take a moment to inspect it closely. You might be holding not just a coin, but a piece of history worth unimaginable wealth. A true reminder that sometimes fortune really does favor those who look closely.